Fresh, got early access.
What'd you say, Max?
Hey, you got early access.
Oh, I know, yeah. Figured I just set it up while I eat.
Yeah, same. What you eating?
I mean, pecans, macadamia nuts, and walnuts.
Oh, super healthy.
I try to like fast during the day and then like snack at like 2 and then eat like heavy at night. So I'm just snacking right now.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I do protein shake in the morning, salad for lunch, and then just let it go at night.
Yeah. I feel better when I do it that way.
Oh yeah, for sure. What
Yeah,
do
by
you
like 2. I was gonna say by 2 o'clock, I'm like super tired if I eat a heavy meal.
no, no. Salad for lunch is I think one of the biggest hacks ever.
Yeah.
What do you do for work?
I do a little bit of freelance and then I'm trying to get this affiliate marketing thing going with some of the stuff I'm learning from freelancing and stuff.
Nice.
So yeah. Are you the one that did you watch the Darren Brown stuff?
I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
the lucky stuff. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. I wish more people talked about that stuff. It's so good.
Uh, mindset's huge.
That actually got me into marketing,
Oh,
watching his videos. It was like after a while, it's like it's not really magic anymore. It's really just freaking like really understanding the psychology behind things.
yeah. No, I agree. And Luke and Mario on the same page too with all that stuff. So it's really fun to work with them.
Yeah. I actually used one of their some of the buyer agenda on an advertorial that I was having trouble with tweaking. And Claude did it like nearly perfect. I was so impressed.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it took like a like the advertorial, the original one had like a very conspiracy style lead. And then it was just, you know, conflicting with the buyer agenda of I think it was the lover or one of the protector. So I was like, Claude, analyze this and make a recommendation based on the avatar. And it did it perfectly. And then I said, just rewrite the advertorial, with the new stuff, with the new buyer agenda info. And then it just didn't just did it perfectly.
Yeah, no,
So,
AI is sick.
yeah.
All right. It's funny. I have a beagle that is staring at me that we're in the middle of our walk or our normal walk time. She's so mad at me right now.
Oh yeah. Those dogs are loud.
She's not that actually.
Yeah, they're meant to like alert people, I think. That's what they're like bred for. I used to have a neighbor that had one.
Yo, what's up?
Howdy, howdy.
How's everybody doing today? Why you guys so quiet? Oh, it's feedback day. Everybody's nervous. That's why.
Yo, Mario.
How are you?
Good. How are you, man?
Really good. Really good.
Mary, you're the host.
All right, cool. I got it. So when Luke comes in, I'll make sure I don't let him in.
He's in.
Ah, fuck, he's snuck.
Already here.
He snuck in. He admit all.
All right, cool. We got it. We got it. It's weird we can only have one host.
Okay, who is ready to get publicly shamed? Just kidding. Awesome. Has anyone had a chance to use some of the hook stuff? Just out of curiosity. Can you put in the chat like what you used it for and or what hooks you actually came up with or how it worked for you?
Or you can just talk.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself too.
Talking's easier.
There you go.
Yeah, so I was playing about with it today. It bugged out a bit, if I'm honest. It started to spit out a lot of the same hooks that you'd already generated. So it did bug out a bit, and I had to refine it and tweak it and change it a lot. But I was using it for basically one of the businesses that I run is like an AI lead qualification business.
Nice.
So I was coming up with hooks for that, and I mean, I've got pages of them. I was just playing with it and going through, and I've probably got I've got 9 pages of hooks. Some are great, some are not so great. But yeah, I mean, it's cool, man. But yeah, like I said, it did bug out a bit using Poe.
Okay. Did you use Claude 3 on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look. Yeah, if we have time on this, let's go through and see, and maybe I'll be able
cool.
to identify what went wrong or something.
Well, I can always drop you an email with it afterwards as well, just showing you what I put in and what it spat out.
That'd be cool too. Yeah, do that regardless, and then if we have time going through some of this stuff, then let's look at that as well.
Cool.
And see what's up. Okay, Dakota said generated some content with it for short form videos. Going to be recording and testing this weekend. Cool.
Nice.
I used one of the look. Ron says used the Look Closer micro lead for a past gig. Nice. And Horror Story for an online singing class. Cool. All right, so this whole thing is open forum. So we want to workshop copy that you have. Yeah, we want to workshop the copy that you have. So this can be hooks that you're using for content. So like Dakota, if you want us to look at some of those hooks, give you feedback on it. Or if you have specific copy that you want us to look at, we want to keep it in the vein of attention, which means the first stuff, right? So, ads, emails, like organic posts, as well as leads for sales letters. But we'll kind of look at anything, but let's kind of steer it in that direction for attention. And then the last thing I would say is like, it can be uncomfortable to get your stuff looked at or to get feedback. But it is hands down the best way to get better. Like it can be painful in the moment or uncomfortable, but it's the number one thing that made me better was getting that feedback. So don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Love how he's warning you guys. I'm actually gonna be nice today. Don't worry. No one's gonna
Yeah, everyone who's in Genesis and does our feedback calls knows that we give you a couple nice rounds and then we take the kid gloves off. But cool. So it's going to be pretty open forum. So whatever you have, let's just post it in the chat, and then we'll start going through and asking for context.
Let's see who wants to go first. That's a big step.
I have a question, Luke. So I ran this hook generator for some lousy VSL weight loss that I need to run to my list, trying to come up with a better hook. Now, my question is like a lot of those hooks are sort of Jenny Hoyo kind of a thing. I tried this, why Superman? Like, how do you get it to fix and not give me something that is for YouTube and give me a hook that is for direct response? Like you mentioned something yesterday, you tell it not to do it. So can you expand on that?
Yeah, there's two things that come to mind. I mean, one is the VSL that Mario showed yesterday starts with almost like a UGC style short form hook. So I wouldn't write that off to begin with. In fact, I just saw a VShred ad running today that was like, again, it's the same sort of style of it's mimicking the style of organic. And you see that all the time, right? Like paid traffic always follows what's working on organic, right? There were millions of podcasts, and then you had the podcast VSL, right? People were writing letters to their friend, and then you had, Gary Halbert writing letters and doing whatever else. So
the one from Pure Reviews where it was the girl spying on her sister, the weight loss one.
Yeah. And then to answer the other question, so what I would do for you, Saul, is some of those categories are going to be a little more some of those categories are going to be a little like more focused on socials, organics, and then some of the other ones are like more typical VSL hooks, right? So like the puzzles and the patterns. So let me pull up that doc real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
The recording's in circle, right? From yesterday?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, so Christy, it's in circle, the recording. And there's a lot of assets going to be added to over the course of the week in there. So I suggest checking back. Some really cool AI stuff. I'll check again.
Mario, can you enable screen sharing?
For you? Yeah. Let's see. How the hell did I do that? I can only make host, actually.
You can just enable it for everyone. If you go to share screen and hit the
Okay, multiple participants can share simultaneously.
okay. So Saul and
No problem,
anyone
Dave.
else.
Like, for example, it says, I tried the weirdest weight loss hack from TikTok. You won't believe what happened. So this is type of hook. I can see a lot of those hooks it gives me, but it's not for direct response, right? Like, I'm not going to write an email what I tried if I haven't tried anything.
Well,
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't write it off, right? I would not write that
No.
hook off. However, if you're gonna focus, sorry, Mario, go ahead.
I'm saying if you're gonna write an email, you'd be like, did you hear about this crazy weight loss hack that's going viral on TikTok, right?
Oh,
And
okay.
it's not to be coming from you anymore, but it's still like the fact that people are talking about it just makes you like super interested, right? If you hear that it's like it's going viral, it's working. It's like all these teenagers are posting about this crazy weight loss hack, and some of that, and it's like, and it's not just young people either. Their grandmas are getting in on it too, and they're losing whatever the weight is. Like you want to leverage the virality, but then also like relate it to your market. But then I think it would be cool if we build out like I just want to keep I don't want to keep promising building shit, but if we build like, because I've been doing a lot of like reading about like prompt engineering and stuff like that, and it's like prompt engineering works in different cycles, right? So it's harder if you try to do everything in one prompt versus if you split it up to where you have like a generative prompt that gives you that spits out the ideas for you. And then you have like an analysis prompt that goes through the stuff that's already generated and like picks the best ones from there.
Yeah.
So I think if we like build out like some kind of like analysis prompt, like based on the market info itself, that analyzes like the hooks that it spits out from the view of the market, I think that would be really cool.
100%. Let me do this real quick because I have some questions about these hooks, and I think we can knock it out together. So for instance, like Mark, let's just go through Mark and Saul. Just go through and make sure that that every step is followed like right, and kind of see where the breakdown is. Maybe it was the specific prompt or the specific use or something else. So again, we started, you had a builder buyer, right, Mark, from it? Okay. Did it look pretty good when you filled it out? Yeah. Okay, cool. And then we created the buying agenda, right? Do you actually have your builder buyer? We could just do this live.
You're asking me or Mark?
Let's have Mark do it, and then I'll show you Saul as well. And Rodolphe asks, just a general question regarding the agents and emotions to be triggered. Do I need complete congruency for generating micro leads at every stage of my funnel? i.e., do I need the same type of hooks at ad level, landing page, and long sales letter? Sorry if the question sounds stupid. I don't think you need complete congruency. I think like most people say that you want your ad, of course, and then you want your lead to be congruent, right?
Yeah.
It's the same principle of like you have a subject line. When you open the email, you want to be paying off the subject line immediately. I've seen enough instances where shit makes no sense. Like, and I've heard so many stories where it's like people accidentally like put the wrong like product or the wrong checkout, and then it like boosts conversions like crazy. So I think it makes sense, but reality has shown me that it doesn't always need to be completely congruent. It's one of those things you test, but it's probably a safer bet to make sure those things are congruent.
Yeah. That's not like an agent's issue though. Like I try to activate multiple agents as long as your message is not going to be like turning off ones that you think are like the dominant agent. But if you can get a bunch of agents working for you together, like that's going to be more powerful than just activating one, right? It's like, oh, does this.
And the big thing for everyone with the agents is like, it's fun. It's a great framework. Don't get too stuck on it. The power of the agents is one, when you're trying to make hooks, the seeking curiosity agent is by far the strongest agent that you want. But understanding the other agents helps you understand the underlying motivations and the layers of those motivations. Look at Mario's back pain svelte letter. It was not just about, I'm in pain, this sucks, but it was triggering the nurturer, right? So it was triggering, there's this empathetic story from this mom relating to other sorts of parents. And the deeper fear and the deeper motivation is like, one, I don't want to be like waste away and lose my life and become invisible and no longer matter. And I want to be able to be the best parent that I can to the people that are around me. So it's about adding the depth and the nuance. We already know the curiosity is there, right? They want to find a solution to their problem, but adding in those other layers makes it so much stickier. And most people don't do that. It's very one-dimensional, right? Like, here's your problem, here's the solution, without really understanding like the deeper motivations.
Yep.
Mark, did you get that buyer profile?
I've got it. Where do you want it?
Can you just put it, if you have it in a doc, just pop it in the chat.
Yeah, 2 secs.
That'll work. We're going to get to review and copy, but I think this is good for everyone now that you had a chance to play around with the hooks. Just make sure there's no other questions.
No, yeah, I think this is good for sure.
Okay. All right. So Mark Thompson. Okay, so this is for a lead qualification service?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Did you type the name in yourself?
No.
He's giving you marks. I'd be a little.
Yeah. It's listening.
Okay. What is this stuff here?
That's
submarkets.
the submarket. That's just the additional prompt in the builder buyer.
Yeah, the follow
Additional prompt.
The builder
Okay.
buyer.
And then this is your agenda, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna do this one. just the simple prompt here. Only reason is because when I tested it, I didn't include those other submarkets, which is great for
I
like
didn't either, to be
analysis and
fair.
research. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. Download this. Cool. And then this is this. How did you feel about the way this came out?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It was it kind of made sense reading it. It kind of made sense what Mark was after and the type of personality he was. So it kind of did make sense.
Cool. Yeah, it looks good to me. So let's take that too. Okay.
The docs should both be in the members area in Circle.
Hey, Mark, your printout might have just sold me. We should talk. I would love to hear about that software.
There you go.
Got me a message.
You activated his warrior.
Yeah, the
Activated his
warrior.
Yeah, so let's connect about that seriously, though.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Drop me a message, Scott.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so Mark, when you did it, and Saul, if you're here too, this will be this is important for you. When you went to generate the hooks, did you use this prompt or one of these prompts? I'll show you the difference.
And I went into I was getting a better response when I went into the categories.
Okay, cool. That's what I found as well. I wanted to put like a big master prompt on here, but Saul, this is important for you as well, because you'll see that some of these, for instance, like the challenge and the collaboration ones, these are going to give you outputs that are more closely aligned to like short form content, right? They work like Jenny Hoyos type stuff, but if you're looking for a more like classic direct response hook, those are not the ones that you want to look at. Again, something that Mario mentioned before is what I found with LLMs is like they're really good at if you get a good prompt and you test it, they can be really good at executing one task. As soon as you add another task within the same prompt or same process, they tend to break down a lot. That's one of the big limitations of them right now. And that's why when you look at prompt engineering, doing like literally, if you just say, make this better as a follow-up prompt, you'll get better outputs every single time. It's one of the weirdest things. It's like, even when I did the copy chiefing workshop, I was like, part of me was like, this is cool. It's a fun challenge. But I was like, is this actually going to be useful? Because why not just get the AI to write good copy in the first place? You don't have to prompt it or chief it. But then we actually found, like literally in our agency, we would use AI to generate the copy, and then we would use the process to chief it, because it's almost like you're giving it two different hats, and it executes one hat good and then another hat better. So having those prompts sort of interact with each other, that's how Agent GPT, it's how those models work.
Yeah,
it's a good, interesting insight.
You can't really generate and like analyze at the same time, even if you try to tell it to.
Just for your, if you want to check the prompts, so the hook ideas that were generated, I've just dropped the doc in there in the chat.
Okay. I'll look at that too. All right, so here is the other thing. So what I would test, Mark, is, and you use Claude 3, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Well, I tested it with ChatGPT. I used Poe, ChatGPT, and Claude 3.
Okay. So the other thing I would test too is I put this prompt in here, this hook generation prompt, with the agenda.
Did that as well.
And the buyer profile.
Yeah.
And on this one, I put it just with the agenda, because it'll give you some slightly different outputs. And Saul, I chose you'll have to go and look at the categories yourself, but like I'm using the puzzles one on this one. That one's going to be good for you. The patterns one will be good for you too. Honestly, most of these will be good for traditional direct response, except for probably 2 and 3. Those are probably the two that are going to give you more organic stuff. But again, don't count it out, because it's working right now.
Yeah, that's like you want to disguise the sales process wherever you can, right? If you're competing in like the affiliate circuit where everyone else is mailing to the same VSL, you don't want your VSL to look like everyone else's. That's how you get it to stand out first, right? So if it's looking like organic content, you'll notice like all the different breakthroughs that come out every couple of years in lead types, just when people find a different way to disguise the sales process. That's what happened like when it switched to the horror story VSLs took over instead of the big promise ones. Now we're seeing it with like UGC content or like reviews. Like, you can literally just have like a person in the corner watching someone else's viral video and talk about what the hell is that person doing and how they actually get like those results by doing that. It's like, and have them be skeptical, like a skeptical viewer, and then just cut to the regular VSL after that. I'm probably gonna try that a lot. I'm gonna write a regular VSL lead and then have like someone in my avatar react to my VSL as the new lead of my VSL.
It's actually kind of good. It's actually pretty smart. Okay. Cool. So, I mean, Mark, there's a couple in here that I think are like good. So which of these factors like hurts lead conversion? Is it the follow-up, or what hurts lead conversion the most? Is it follow-up, this, or that? Actually, I'm going to say it's none of those things. It's actually something else like this, right? Let's see.
Yeah, 11's not 11's not too bad, because the biggest issue that businesses have is they can generate leads. Lead gen's easy. It's the time to qualify or disqualify leads is the hard part. So it's making businesses understand that.
Yep. This is another one. So, you know, one thing that you like, the step that the skill step that's still involved in this is understanding, like being able to recognize like the seed of a good idea. Right. And that's still something where it's like, a lot of these is going to give you like your signal to noise ratio is going to be about 40 to 60, right? You'll get 40% good ideas and about 60% ideas that are not great.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the purpose of this workshop here, is to help you start to practice that skill. What's amazing is like, you'll see, I'll just tell you a quick anecdote, right? So the VSL that I wrote in the joint space that ended up doing really, really good and like crushed it. I remember, it was like late and I was behind, and I sent Stefan like 3 different ideas. I was like, hey, like I have 3 different ideas for a mechanism. And there was one, my third idea was an idea that was a throwaway. Like I just literally almost didn't add it onto the doc because I thought it was like kind of like boring. Right. And then I popped it in there and he read through it and he was like, yeah. He's like, 3, that's the one. Right. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I thought that was like the worst one, and it ended up like crushing that one idea.
Yeah.
And it's the ability to see a brilliant idea in something that kind of looks mundane, right? So even something like this, what's the business obstacle preventing you from achieving 100% lead to customer conversion rate? It's kind of mundane to me, right? Just in the presentation, but this idea of asking this question, like why do people believe it's impossible to get 100%, you know, like lead to customer conversion rate, right? Like you probably heard that that's the case. Maybe you even believe that's the case, right? 100%, that sounds like this holy grail. But what if I told you that that's actually a possibility, right? And for example, one of my friends is just opening up he started a school group called the 100% close rate or something like that, right? So it's this controversial idea that's in their mind where you're starting to question their beliefs. And so that's an idea that you could pull from there.
The other thing from that is like, what if you go back and look at all your closed sales and realize that you did one thing for all those closed sales that you didn't do for all your ones that didn't convert? Because now you're not even dealing from like the whole frame of all your leads. You're talking about only your leads that converted. And it's like, oh, that's how you discovered the secret to actually get leads to convert. You realize that when you went back and looked at all your leads that did convert, you realize that you were like subconsciously doing this one thing during that process that you weren't doing with all your unconverted leads. And once you started incorporating that as part of your process, well, you didn't close at 100%, but you watched your close rate actually like skyrocket. A lot of people who would have said no before turned into yeses, like things like that.
Yeah.
So you build on like the seeds of the ideas.
So this was just going through quickly and highlighting the ones that jumped out to me that I figured I could use in ads or copy or, you know, whatever.
Yep.
Some are shit.
Yeah, a lot of these are shit.
I always tell people it takes the same amount of energy to generate a shitty idea as it does to generate a great idea. And you never know which one's going to come, so you might as well just let AI get all the shitty ideas out the way for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's good with this is that eventually this will be turned it's just a really hard project that I didn't finish, but eventually these hooks will be turned into like basically like a meme map where you'll be able to map out, because in reality, there's only a limited universe of things you can say about any product to any market. You can always change some details, but the essence of what you're saying can only, it only exists within a certain framework, right?
Mhm.
That's why you'll see so many hooks, right? Controversial statement, here's a testimony, here's social proof, here's that. They all fall into these categories. So what this does, it's imperfect because I don't have time to really dial it in, but it's a project I'm working on. But what this will do is you will hit almost all of the pretty much every relevant angle. You're not going to leave any stone unturned. You'll know at least like I'm hitting a lot of those.
And what it does do is it gets you thinking outside the box and getting the creative juices flowing a little bit more. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good angle. Let's pursue that. Let's try that. So yeah, it gives you way more ideas than you could possibly come up with on your own.
Yep.
So I mean, like I wouldn't say it like this, but you got to be to see the idea behind it, right? So a comparison between lead qualification and poker, right? Like here's how you know, the World Texas, like, or I don't know anything about poker. Sorry, Mario's like a poker player. I don't know. But here's how, you know, the poker championships can help you do something like this, right? Or here's the secret that was hidden within this poker championship that allows you to get more leads, something like that, right? Because in the same way that poker players, you can expand on that idea, but there's a kernel of an idea in here, right? And actually what you can do is, this is kind of it's a good idea expressed poorly. And that's why this prompt for everybody on here, these hook cluster ones, I almost kind of see it as like the makeover, because it takes the kernel of the idea and expresses it in different ways.
Yep.
So let's see here's this guy.
That hook would get you big time. That poker one.
God, I'm worried about you though. You keep getting got, so you might be an easy fish to fry.
I think it's just because I'm around you and Mario. I don't know. The shit you guys put out just always sucks me in.
We got to start activating your protector to take care of. But,
do you have a prompt for that? I would appreciate it.
How much is a deal worth in this thing? Because I would literally relate that to a hand of poker, right?
For this,
Yeah,
it starts at 5K.
5K.
Here's one other. Are you guys familiar with something called a lever prompt?
No.
Okay, so the lever prompt is really, really powerful prompt, because sometimes we look at outputs and we're like, this is just not like it's missing something, right? It's like, it's just not, but it's hard to articulate like what is it that it's missing, because it's like, if I could articulate what was missing, I could just write the thing myself, right? But I kind of have a vague feeling of what this is. So my vague feeling is like, I just want these to be a little more creative. I want it to be creative. The problem is when you're using these here, unless you're using like Playground or something, you can't adjust the temperature. So the lever prompt is a way to adjust the internal temperature for any dimension that you want. So basically you could say, I'm going to kind of do the bootleg version. But if you go in and Google the lever prompt, you can find like the actual version, but the bootleg version works enough. So I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being boring, 10 being creative, this is a 4. Make it a 7. And you could do this with any dimension you want, right? 1 is simple, 10 is complex. Make it like this, right? So any dimension you want, you can adjust it, and it's a way to quantify it without, you know, you get what I'm saying.
Take this one step further and ask it to rate each subject line or headline on a scale 0 to 10, and then don't stop until you reach 10. So it sort of goes by itself and rates itself.
Yes, that's the actual way to do the lever prompt, is to have it rate it and then do it. But I get bored.
It's giving a lot of analogies here.
Yeah, it is.
which is good.
Yeah, they're not bad, but let's look at some other ones on here.
The game of chess one just sold me, by the way.
I'm
So
surprised.
I had to throw it in there.
Cool. And let's look at one more. Let's try the insight one.
Is that your hack for getting more content into the system? Basically, put your copy and paste, and then put your text doc in.
Yeah, I just like to prime it in different ways. Yeah, I like to prime it in different ways. Let's see. Okay, so like this. And by the way, if you guys want an easy way to make any idea better, is just go back, think about it in terms of headlines, right? So we teach different headline checklists, but for people, especially who are in Genesis, what are all the things, like the 7 elements of a good headline? Real quick, you should be able to rattle these off.
Let's see, pain, benefit, mechanism, and then sprinkle in some specificity, time delay, and that's all I can rattle up at the moment.
Okay.
Yep.
It's close. I mean, it's good. So like proof, specificity, curiosity, provocative. Yeah. So what I always say, it's like the main ingredients of any headline is pain and benefit plus curiosity. Okay. And then the stuff that's like basically your meat and potatoes. Meat and potatoes kind of sucks. So if you want to add in some flavor to it, you add in credibility, you add in specificity, you add in time to achieve results, and some other stuff. I even forgot them. But if you take any of these ideas, like here's the psychology behind why clients don't respond to your proposals and how to fix it. Okay, kind of boring on its own. If you want to amplify it, all you need to do is add in some credibility or add in specificity, right? Here's the old, here's the 100-year-old Russian Russian mind control like study, something that explains why clients don't respond, or why your lead quality sucks, something like that.
Look, I just shared the headline generator doc with them. You can click on that.
Yep.
It has all the elements in there, and it's like actually in a prompt form. It's fucking good. Every time I run it, I was like, I start cracking up. Look at some of the example headlines; are pretty fucking good too.
Yeah.
It's built on like crazy Gary Halbert stuff, Perry Belcher stuff, top ClickBank offers, and it will write you like crazy headlines in any market, pretty much.
Try this. Way to go off on a limb here.
You have to change that doc has the whatchamacallit though. It has like the
other stuff in it.
variables built in already. Should I just delete that so you can copy it? There you go. That's how you get direct response shit. If that's what you guys want.
Yeah. And you could probably even say, now write headlines for this idea. Okay, so something like the upside down lead magnet strategy that skyrocketed my opt-in rate by 743%.
That's pretty sick.
So this is the idea, the most unusual lead magnet I've ever encountered, right? I got it from here. And all I said was, hey, now let's put this into direct response format. And all it did was it added in whatever this is, right? And then added in specificity and some like strong words like that. Now that's a solid hook.
Yeah.
There's the upside down lead magnet strategy that skyrocketed opt-in rate by whatever.
Yeah. Obviously change the results to make it actually true, but gives you like crazy ideas here. And it writes it in like National Enquirer, like shocking form.
Yeah. Why did the best marketers in the world, why are all the best marketers in the world talking about this backwards lead magnet method, right? You probably heard the traditional advice about just sending out this and this and that, but I'm going to tell you that those, again, I don't know exactly if you're using lead magnets,
Yeah.
Mark, but
I'm going to start.
okay, cool. Here you go. Cool. So hopefully that's helpful for everyone. So you can use the lead cluster one to kind of play around with it. Try things like the lever prompt to go with it. Understand that you're going to get about 40% signal to 60% noise. Some of the stuff is going to be shit. But at least you know you're covering all of your bases, right? Like you're hitting all the main ideas. And yes, you'll hit some shitty ideas, but you'll find some good ones. And if you have the ability and the skill and practice to see the gold within the shit, then you can put it in a prompt like this headline one, and you can really amplify the specificity and the credibility, which is like, that's like crack for people, you know, the oddball lead magnet strategy.
Kind of. Now they're getting me all the time with these fucking headlines. I feel like Scott.
Yeah, now I'm getting got. I'm getting sold. So
but you guys see, like, you could take any of the original ideas that you come out and use that as the basic idea, and then apply all these direct response principles with the headline thing, and it's going to apply all the factors to it. So it's going to take it to like 100.
yeah, this is actually
for any of the hooks that you like on the first.
I'm actually mad we gave that away. That should have been the upsell.
Yeah, we should upsell.
We'll give you all the
Really
hooks, but they're only going to be this good. Gonna make them really good. They're only going to sell Scott. But if you want to get the real fish, you gotta go. Okay.
Now my feelings are hurt, guys.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Kidding. Okay.
That was awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Cool. Hopefully that was helpful for everyone to see that process. And again, like I try to make it as linear as possible, but every time I actually use AI, it's like it's a fucking mess, right? I have 16 tabs open and I'm playing back and forth and I'm like yelling at it and I'm like, this is shit. Like stop. Like, what do you have to do to make this better? And then it will like give me an answer and stuff like that. So the meta skill, the prompts is like the entry point for you to see some magic. But if you really want the real magic, it's about learning the meta skill of interacting with the tools and using it to speed up your workflow. And that's what it looks like.
That's why I honestly didn't even talk about AI a lot in this sales letter for this thing, because I want to give you guys the actual process, like do it manually, and then AI is just like a shortcut kind of thing. And we're obsessed with it, so we'll obviously make it better to where the AI is like a main thing, but we want to just do it. Like I could do this shit without AI, right? Luke could do it without AI. We want you guys to be able to do it without AI. And then just the fact that you have things like hook generators and headline generators, then you're just selecting ideas that you know are good, right? That you can recognize as good instead of having to come up with all the ideas yourself. Yeah, I really think the foundation is important. I think that got lost like over the last couple of months when everyone started talking about AI all the time. But that was never really my thought. It was like everyone in Genesis knows. Like I yell at you guys first. I'm like, you got to get the actual skills, and then I'll show you the shortcuts after, right? But it's pretty
okay.
good.
So Chow, I saw that you posted one, which we can look at. And then David, you said I tried some hooks for an affiliate offer I ran. It was way off from the VSL. I don't know if you're talking just in general or hooks from this program, so you can remind me. And then Bradley, you said the tiny homes, the hooks were okay, but some were unrealistic. So let's look at yours next, and we can help you come up with some hooks, if that works. Okay. Cool. All right, so let's look at Chow's. Chow, can you share context, either unmute yourself or just share a little bit of context for this one?
Hi Luke, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, basically I'm selling an online singing class. Let me see what else. The existing page is this in the chat, and I'm writing a new I'm rewriting the whole VSL.
Yeah. So I can tell you
Okay.
right now that you're building towards the story when you need to start with the action of the story. Like, mommy, I'm sorry that I hurt you, mommy, versus what you're doing here, like setting the scene, right? You don't want to set the scene because nobody is going to give you that benefit of the doubt unless you grab their attention from the beginning. Like you have to force their attention open, basically. So I would start with like the opening line of like the impact point itself. Like what is the thing that actually happened here? Then after you do that, then you can tell your story.
Someone told me that this may not work, but someone told me this story about singing the other day, and she said it was very traumatizing for her. She might be on this call, but I don't think so. But she basically said that she went to try out for like a singing lesson. This is when she was younger, but she
Yeah.
went to try out for a singing lesson, and she said, I just sang my heart out, like I just belted everything I had, and the teacher just looked at me and said, "Okay, great. Now let's try that with your singing voice."
Oh my God, that's pretty.
That's brutal. So that's I'm not saying do that line, but that's the kind of line that would bring someone right into the action, right? My instinct on this, Chow, Mary, you can tell me what you think too. So when you're using stories, like you want to be thoughtful about when to use stories, because some markets like just do not respond to horror stories. And the one I always use is like, I haven't really seen. Yeah, you have to be thoughtful with horror stories.
Yep.
For markets like this, like I haven't really written in like guitar singing lessons or piano ones or anything like that. I haven't written in a lot of those markets, but I've seen a lot of the copy that's come from it, and I've seen a lot of the winners. And just let's think back to the most classic music ad of all time, right? They laughed when I sat down at the piano, but when I started to play.
Yeah.
So you want to think about the emotion and the psychology. Like people are not like, people may be embarrassed to sing, but they're not like living in this sense of shame that I'm a bad singer, right? It's very different than if, for example, like the weight loss market, where they feel like they're getting judged and it's basically like the difference is singing is like you just don't have to sing and you're going to be
Yeah.
okay, right? But imagine that you're a horrible singer and you're forced to sing 24/7 and everyone's looking at listening to your singing always over and over. Then that's like an urgent pain point. So the emotion that's going to be driving this one for sure is going to be less about like the shame and more about this potential idea of who they could be, right? The person who can impress people, the person who people are like, wow, like you have such a beautiful voice or such an amazing voice, or the fun. That's going to be the main emotion for this.
Okay.
In my opinion.
But even if you want to test the story anyway, because like we don't know, right? It's worth testing. I can tell you that this is not the way to set it up. You want to start right with the like impact point in the beginning and then backtrack, not slowly build up to the tension point of like what's the bad thing that actually happens here? And where do we get to it? Fumbled and dropped the mic, right? The night was so embarrassing. Like you want to pick one sentence that you can put right at the top that just sums up the whole nightmare.
I see.
And then backtrack, because people aren't going to like slowly build up to the big fumble and dropping the mic in front of a bunch of people.
Okay.
But I think like Luke, I think most of the stuff that you write in this thing should probably focus on like the benefit from the beginning, because most people are not like he's saying, like nobody's forced to sing. They only sing if they want to. So I would focus more on like the triumph than the actual pain. Because you don't even want to put fear in people's heads, right? Here. Like if they're wanting to sing and they're not good singers right now, why do we even want to remind them of all the things that can go wrong when you should be like reminding them of all the applause and stuff that they're going to get when they actually solve this stuff? Because that's what people are interested in, right? They want to become singers because they want to be able to impress people.
Yeah.
It's like we don't want to put more fear in people that already have a fear to overcome. If you were talking to like professional singers, then you can bring that fear because they don't really have a choice, right? They're gonna have to get on stage regardless. But if it's learning how to sing, it's like that's something that people are already gonna have a lot of like hesitation over. We don't want to make it more scary than it has to be.
Okay.
So where do you see as the conflict, Dakota?
Yeah, I think I need to rewrite the lead.
Yeah, wanting the success more than the fear of failure. So it's
Yeah, I
like-
mean, it should be able to pull it out, like the protector is going to be the fear, right? And then there's probably so there's one there's one buying agenda that is not in the prompt, but is or not in the framework that I taught, but it's important to know. It's in there subtly, but it may be useful to kind of think of it separately. I chose to not include it, but this is the agenda of the influencer. And this is the status seeking agenda that
Yep.
people have. Very, very strong. It's actually rooted kind of fundamentally in a lot of like the rage, anger system, etc. But it may be helpful for people to think about it separately. So the protector is I'm afraid. The influencer is I want to be seen and have status. And we deal with that conflict all the time, right? Like there's
Yeah.
people who want to post on social media and they're afraid of being seen and they want to be seen. So those are two things in conflict, and the prompt should be able to pull this out. The biggest thing that I feel with this child, just reading through it, that I can tell is you're going to encounter, I know this because I really want to sing, and I grew up in a family of musicians, and every time I would sing, they would all make fun of me. One time my brother told me, my little brother said, he's like, I sang and he was like, wow, that was so good. And I got excited. He's like, wow, that was so good. What key was that in? Dissonance? And I was like, damn, I never forgot that. But so because I'm like, I kind of be in this market. I love to sing and I love music, but I'm afraid because I feel like I don't have that good of a voice. And people have told me, you know how many people have told me, bro, you actually have a nice voice. You have a good voice. And guess what? I don't believe them because I have a belief in my mind that I don't have a good voice and that can't be overcome because it's the natural thing. My guess is that's going to be primarily most of your market. So when you come out the gate, and this is not you, I'm saying, Chow, but this will help you to beat this. When you come out the gate and say you can easily develop a beautiful singer's voice with effortless vocal agility, why? Because I went platinum and have a gold record. Everything you're saying is going to go over my head in the same way that people telling me I have a beautiful singing voice is going over my head, because I still have a belief that I'm not a good singer and it can't be fixed. It's an innate talent. And so that belief is going to be operating in them. So anything you say from here, even if it's benefits and beautiful and well written, is just going over people's head. It's not penetrating them because they have a belief that's blinding them. So the first thing you need to do is unwind that belief. And the best tool that we have to unwind the belief is the counterexample, right? Or a paradoxical question. So you need to find an in to sort of get into that hardwired belief. So what I would look for is examples of people who had a horrible singing voice and then ended up being a famous pop star. So you could say like, do you have any examples of someone?
That's how you talk to the AI.
That's the real way. Yeah, all that other stuff is formal. Today you are. I usually just have a bunch of typos and just say what's up. Of someone who had a bad singing voice when they were
Yeah, that's really good.
became an international sensation. or became a singing sensation.
If this was my offer, I'd build out like an AI analyzer that shows people's voice before the program and after the program. And just be like, look, this is objective improvements, right? This person was a 2 according to Claude, and then after it was an 8. That'd be pretty cool.
Do you guys ever use Bard, by the way, for stuff like this?
Every time I try Bard, it always sucks for me.
Because like when you're researching, like you know what I mean, with like Google,
Yeah, for sure.
that's what I was asking you.
That one's good. I also like Perplexity. It's a
Yeah,
fun one.
Perplexity's
Perplexity,
solid.
I've been
Yeah.
hearing a
It's
lot
a good one.
about.
Yeah, especially for like research and stuff like that. Yeah,
Like
research
data.
Perplexities. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
solid.
agree.
So yeah, I mean, we have Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, Lady Gaga, Rihanna. I mean, Taylor Swift is so much on everyone's mind.
Yeah.
And Bradley, can you just mute yourself too?
Oh, yes,
After, no, you're good. I would use something about Taylor Swift. So counterexamples always work. The other thing is you could do a paradoxical question. These are a little bit harder to come up with. We have some prompts on it, but I don't think we're gonna share it on this call. But if you can come up with a paradoxical question, like
can-
why is it good?
You can take that thing, go back to Pennsylvania and become a hairdresser. You should start that. Like you could start a VSL with that. And you would think that that's what was told to me, but it was actually wasn't. It was told to Taylor Swift, the biggest pop star of our generation. So if you think that you don't have if you think that your voice is not good enough or whatever, and it's stopping you from achieving your singing dreams, well, I'm going to show you why that's. Like, I'm going to show you a secret that can allow you to overcome that or whatever, something like that.
Yeah, and then you could say, and she's far from the only one, right? Like
Yeah.
at some point in the copy, far from the only one. Ed
Yep.
Sheeran, Lady Gaga, Rihanna. So why is it that actually the greatest? Why is it that the biggest? Not only you could say the question, why is it that the biggest pop stars actually all started out with bad voices, right?
Yeah.
Like you should know, I, for instance, am like a gold and platinum certified singer, but I was always naturally talented, right? I haven't achieved anywhere near she might not like it because she might have an ego, but I would poke fun. I would even make this crazy claim of like, I was naturally talented and I had some success, but I didn't get anywhere near the success of Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, Lady Gaga, or Rihanna, right? Which just goes to say, actually, it can be an advantage because people who do that, they learn the technique. They don't just rely on their natural talent. And in fact, I'll show you the technique. It's based on
Right.
this, on that. Now you're creating this really powerful story.
Why did so many of today's pop stars start out with bad voices, something like that?
Yeah, that's a good angle.
And that's the nuance, and that's the skill, is like a lot of these hooks are good and proven hooks, but some hooks are better than others in certain cases. Cool.
All right.
Does that help you? Cool.
I got the angle.
Perfect. Yeah, go back and you can even watch the recording and just copy that. I almost bet that if you just did that and didn't change anything else, like this thing would probably do better. In fact, if you can convince her to test it, like do it and let us know, because that's going to be one of those little things that I have a strong feeling will just crush. Right? Like literally just add whatever Mario said and put it in front of this and change the headline.
All right.
Cool. All right, and let us know how it goes. All right, who's next? If anyone else has some more stuff popping in, I think we said we are going to look at Bradley, look at some of your hooks for tiny homes.
Yeah, that'd be great.
What's the company, by the way?
It's called Anchored Tiny Homes.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Can you share? So you
Actually,
said I thought the hook angles were okay, but some were unrealistic.
in terms of the sales process, yeah, in terms of like the construction processes. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Can you share? Do you have a Build-A-Buyer?
yeah, I shared. If it's cool with you, Luke, I share the docs with you, by the Google Docs.
You shared them with my email.
Yeah.
Okay.
I use Claude 200K for these.
Claude 200K, Claude 3 or Claude 2?
Claude 3.
Which one? By the way,
Let me see.
Sonnet, Haiku, or
Oh, Opus.
Haiku. So many Claudes now.
Is there a difference though between all of those, or?
Yeah, the different levels of like power, and like some of them cost more, which is why they like give people cheaper options. If you're running like a lot of API pulls and stuff, it could add up.
Ah, okay, got it. Yeah,
So Bradley, there's 2 buyer profiles on here.
I feel like the second one. Yeah, I feel like the second one is more realistic. Yeah, the first one. The first one I think is okay, but I like the second one a lot better though.
Why though? Why do you like it better?
Well, because I'm trying to think. Well, not okay. I think it goes a little bit more in depth, like in more in detail.
About which parts though?
Like there, in terms of problem, like it'll be too expensive. Let me see.
The company is called what, you said?
Anchored Tiny Homes.
Anchored Tiny Homes.
Yeah.
And they're actually, the product is actually selling the home.
Yeah. They're like an 80, like
That's pretty cool.
accessory dwelling unit builder. Yeah. Yeah. So these aren't like tiny homes, like which are like on, they're like on wheels.
Yeah.
So like
Just-
mobile homes.
Just in your from your experience, what is the I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for 1 second. What is the main reason that people buy these?
From after speaking with the clients, like I'm still pretty new to it, to be honest. So it's only been a few months, but it's like very new. But I've done a lot of research, and 2 reasons is for them to put their aging parents, to move them into the home. So like build them for their parents. As opposed to like putting them in like, an assisting living facility, which costs like thousands of dollars a month, and to not have them close, and not being able to have like that control, I guess, and also you can legally rent them out, so like you can actually offset your mortgage, so it's a good way to generate an additional like revenue stream.
So they host these on their property.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, they're built on foundation. Yeah. And so that's pretty cool. Yeah. And it's like, very, very, it offers a lot of flexibility in terms of like, you can live in there, or you can have your parents live in there, and then or you can just decide like to just simply just rent it out.
How aware are the people when they come to you guys? Like
Yeah,
how
in
does the
terms of-
process even begin? Like people like, oh, I want an anchored tiny home.
Exactly. So, they come in, basically they find, so they'll find us on the website, or they'll find us through, for example, a Facebook ad. And it's still something that's relatively new. Like people don't really know what it is still.
Yeah,
Like
I didn't know
people
what it was at all.
Yeah, people still even ask, like, they're like, well, what is this? Like, what's an ADU? So it's in terms of like being, product aware, it's like yeah, it's like they're
That's
not
what I'm trying to
really
think. Like,
aware.
what are they actually looking for them to actually find you guys if they don't know what you're thing is.
So they're looking for, yeah, they're looking for a home on the property, but they're also looking for, like, for example, there's financing available and, you know, stuff like that.
Financing available would be like definitely product aware though already, right? I'm talking about like, so you're saying most of your customers that come in are already product aware? Who's educating them on this idea? Like,
So they'll do some of their own research
right,
before they come to us. You know, or they'll find us through a referral, or they'll simply just, you know, yeah, or they'll like, maybe they'll have a friend that has it, and that, you know, usually like some are through like just a friend or a family member that, you know, already has one.
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you should definitely do it, you know. Or they'll just simply just do their own research, you know. It's more common on the West Coast.
Yeah,
It's like very new in New York, for example, like upstate New York, you know.
yeah.
But we're doing franchise, like we have franchisees now like all over the country, and yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. Yeah, a lot of growth. So
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to think of what benefit you should be leading with. It's going to depend on what they already know and what they need to know to become a customer. That's why I'm trying to ask the questions of how much they know going in.
yeah, they're great questions. Yeah. Yeah, permitting is an issue, Josh. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it can cost you like $20,000-$30,000 for permitting.
But you need a
Yeah.
permit for this too?
Yeah.
So how do you guys get around that then?
Yeah, so we offer, like, we take care of all that for you, basically. You know, depending on your city or, you know, jurisdiction, like we get the permitting, we do all the permitting for you, so you don't have to
Yeah, that's huge.
pre-design. We have the architect, we have the designers, like you don't have to worry about any of that. We have contractors that do it for you, you know, they'll come out and do it, you know, build it for you.
How long do you
yeah.
think how long does this process take, would you say? People come in, they find you like, I'm ready to go. I
Yeah.
need to go get my annoying mother-in-law in the backyard right now. How quickly,
Yeah.
how quickly can you get out of my house?
Exactly. No, we can get started. I mean, honestly, we can get started like, you know, right away, really. I mean, it all depends on like they have to make a down payment first, and like, you know, they have to
I'm already in. I'm saying I'm already in. I'm ready to give you the money right
Yeah,
now. How long
10
does
to
it
12
take until I
months.
can get her out of my house? How long?
About 10 to 12 months.
10 to 12 months.
Yeah, is usually the process.
Cool.
The timeline. Yeah. But we have like but with AI, like for example, we have, well, it's not an AI, but it's a site tool.
Yeah.
That we're now using that can actually we can actually finish a lot quicker, because the longest is like, for example, the permitting is, you know, it's like once we get permitting out of the way, it's just like, it's a lot. That's a lot. I think that's the biggest like hindrance, I guess, the biggest, you know, that'll.
I have another crazy idea. How many different models of homes do you guys like sell?
We have a catalog. I can't tell you how many models we have. But because we're a custom stick build, like we just, you know, we're not like the manufactured homes.
Right.
We have a lot more variety, you know. So we're always building like different models, you know.
Like, what if you brought them in on the website to design one of those tiny homes on their property, right? So they can see like what it looks like on their thing. That's like putting the experiential factor in there.
Definitely. Or you mean have like an interactive tour they can actually like
put a picture of their backyard or something and then drop the different kind of homes in there and see what it looks like. And you just have the benefit coming in through that, right?
Yeah. There's a tool called Matterport where you can have you can take like an interactive tour like throughout like the home. Yeah. We're working on that too. Yeah, it's a good idea. I like that.
That would be cool. If people can actually see it, like, then it's like, oh my God, I could just get this in my house now.
Yeah, it's awesome. A accessory dwelling unit.
Right.
CKR. Yeah, I was asking like what an ADU. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Like, what kind of headline do you guys have now?
Headlines.
Like most people are not gonna know like accessory dwelling unit, right?
A lot of people are not going to know it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, cool. So what are we actually gonna look at for this?
No, so I shared.
We're gonna look at the we're gonna look at the hooks. But here, I was trying to do this. Give me 1 second, almost done.
All right, cool. Yeah, I think like if you guys want to increase sales and stuff, you probably have to go one layer back as far as like awareness levels. And like, because the idea is really cool when I hear about it. It's like, oh yeah, keep people out of my house and put them in the yard, but still not worry about their well-being. I could always check on them when I want to, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you say most people buy it like for their parents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's mostly like the kids that are actually like the decision makers, for their parents,
Right.
And so that they can what's called age in place, is the concept. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're doing a good angle is like, for example, like don't go with the assisted living, like the nursing homes because they're like so overly expensive, and it's like,
Yeah.
but I'm still trying to like figure it out, like just different angles to take, and like
I mean, the idea is literally like being able to make sure that your parents or whatever are cared for 24/7 without having to interrupt your actual home life.
yeah,
Like they're not gonna be in your house as like constantly interfering with stuff, but you know that they're safe, they're taken care of. You can get to them within seconds anytime anything happens.
exactly.
Like those are the benefits that I would talk about. Yeah.
So this is something that we didn't cover last time, but these buyer profiles are great. They do a really, really good job. And I think I don't know if I shared this one. I feel like this one's a little bit different than the one I shared on the call because I couldn't find the exact link. So I'm going to share this. It may be the exact same one, but basically Mario did like a build a buyer, and then I did a build a better buyer, and then he did build a better buyer. So we just keep trying to one up each other, and I think this is the most current version. So I want to make sure you have it.
Yeah, I took it. I just threw a bunch of crazy psychological shit in there.
Yeah, so it might be even better. The hard part is like, you need to verify that it's actually good. So how do you verify that it's actually good? Most of the time it is, but you need to know your market well. Now, one thing that I like to do that's really, really powerful is to scrape information from Amazon reviews, Reddit, from wherever else, and then literally just upload that and say, hey, build my profile based on this. Okay. So you can use browse.ai. This is one that's great. It's super like user friendly. I like this one also called API-FY, Apify. It's a little more expensive, but what I did was I went and looked at this company, and I said, okay, they have YouTube videos. So I found their most popular YouTube video, which is here. And so you could scrape all of these with browse.ai, but the difference is these people are not customers. So you're gonna get skewed data. I'd rather get it from customers. So this one here is the Google Maps review scraper. Literally all I did was put in the URL here. Okay, there's like 78 reviews, and you'll see it printed out all of this text here. And so all I got to do is export these results. I put it as CSV, and I just put the text, and then I downloaded all of those results, and I put them into a CSV. Then I put a prompt here, and I said, what's the target market and product for the following ADU based on comments? Format it like this, and then I put this data in there. And you can't see. Hold on, I want you to be able to see what it looks like. So you can see all these comments here, right? So we know this is coming directly from from the market. Okay, it's a small sample size, only 78. So obviously the bigger, more data you have is great. You could go and scrape data from the cool thing about this, you could scrape data from other tiny homes, right? It doesn't need to be from this one, but this just show you an example. And then it gave me this as the target market and product, which to me seems pretty spot on, right? Because it's not just people with aging parents. There's also people who want to do it for rental income. I read that through a few of them. And then I popped that in here and I just added the review scraper and it gave me this buyer profile, which yeah, I feel like this gives you some pretty good ones. I looked into assisted living, but it's so depressing and impersonal. I can't put mom there. That's pretty good.
Really good, Luke.
That's really good. Yeah.
Really, 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 really good.
So there's a lot of great stuff on here. So if you want to go deeper on these buyer profiles, which by the way, I recommend you do, because as you see in our process, I just use it as the foundation for everything. So I'd rather spend 2 or 3 hours to make it fucking like perfect. And then you know all your outputs are going to be just a few, a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. Okay. Here we go. Luke over Mario. That's it. My work here is done. I'm gonna get off before I fuck it up.
I can't believe he gave that away. What are we gonna sell you guys next month? Now I'm gonna be looking at a fucking assisted dwelling unit.
Yeah, we got Mario in an ADU.
Drop mic.
Okay. So we pop
That's
this guy
really
in
good
here.
for sure.
Yeah, it's I don't even use it as much as I need to, but it's
We
powerful.
should definitely make that part of the process.
Cool. So now we're ready to generate our hooks. Let me just remember how we do that. I already forgot my own process. Okay.
Fucking AI changes every day, literally. Puzzles.
Let me get those tools.
Cool. So yeah, the hooks, let's go into hook categories. And I don't know, Mario, you have any intuitions on one to try?
It's like if we're comparing ADU versus assisted living, probably comparison kind of stuff would be good.
Cool. And again, a good thing to do would be to run the big master prompt and see some of the outputs, because it'll give you a sense. And then if you find one that you like, then you can go deeper on that one. Okay, I forgot my buying agenda. Let's do that.
And when you tell us like it's not realistic, don't be afraid to tell the AI that it's not realistic. Like tell them what's actually wrong with it, and it will give you different versions. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it needs to actually make sense. It needs to fit this criteria. Just put in the actual thing that it needs to adhere to. Like we don't have to always try to do things in one shot with AI. We try to do that for you guys to make it as simple as possible. But it like AI works best when you use it as like an iterative process. So if it's giving you things that like have seeds of good stuff, but you're like, all right, well, this is not, I can't use this. Tell it what you need it to make it usable. You know what I mean?
Yes, Becca, I will. I'm going to put it in here.
So yeah, sound bites are always super powerful, right? They always tell you to write in the voice of your market. The Build a Better Buyer has that built in already, but if you can get actual words from the market, obviously that's better. Yeah, nurturer, definitely high. Protector. And this thing has been pretty accurate every time, this prompt that I've seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And I think that's good because I like actually that it put the protector higher, because that's the internal conflict.
Yeah.
Right. That the protector is like protector is more self-centered and egotistical, right? It's like I got to protect myself, but the nurturer is like, well, I got to take care of mom too, right?
100%.
Those are powerful. Okay, Let's pop here. And
Personally, I would use the jester. Throw my mom in the yard and just make her deal with crazy pranks every day. Nice big airbag on her front door.
pop in here. And again, for everybody, I'm doing one version with the build a buyer, and then one version with just the buying agenda, because I want to see what it gives us. All right, so one thing too is like some of these are not relevant,
Yeah.
right? Obviously they're not relevant to the product, but they're relevant to the market. So if you were doing like super top of funnel organic stuff just to build a following, you could actually do something like that, right? But all you need to do is say, make it specific to the ADU. And then got to spell it right. Okay, and then if it's too specific to the ADU, you could say, make it specific to someone worried about mom and where to put her.
Yeah. I like number 7. I would build things on that. Wait, no, not 7, was it? Oh, I answered the chat. It was talking about like the ultimate showdown between in-home care and assisted living. I still think putting the ADU shit in is probably too aware though for the hooks.
Yeah, I agree. So I'd say don't put in ADU.
Maybe we gotta do some stuff around market awareness too.
Yeah, I think so.
Because that's gonna be like a big factor, right? Of determining what hooks are appropriate.
Yeah, it might be another prompt that will evaluate it, sort them based on awareness levels.
Yep. Is this living arrangement the ultimate solution for your aging mom who wants to maintain her independence?
Yeah, that one. I kind of like these like home layout ones too.
Yeah,
This would be more of like an email or ad, like a mini angle, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it as the main one, but that's kind of interesting because then you could be like, you know, these are the top 5 home layouts, right? And it's like, oh, cool. And then you basically say the best one is
yeah.
one that we have set up in our ADU. Right. So you could take this, you could run it through the hook cluster one to give it to expand it a little bit more. The other thing you can try too is, let's take this idea. Where'd that headline generator go? I'm drowning in Google Docs right now. Okay. Up. Down.
There you go.
And then watch this. That's what I'm gonna do. Here's my people complain about the inputs. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna go here and say, please replace these with info from Avatar.
Pretty funny if they throw how to boost your mom's testosterone at home. The ultimate backyard home design for women who want higher testosterone levels.
Grandma back there freaking doing CrossFit.
How an Iowa grandma packed on 26 pounds of muscle using Genghis Khan's forbidden fruit.
Being cagey.
One thing that's like an idea that stands out to me is like talking to like people that are in either in-home care and or like assisted living. Talk about like we interviewed 100 people who are in home care and assisted living, whatever. Here's what they liked about it, and you talk about how your solution offers like the best of both worlds. So you have like a people like complaining about what they hate about assisted living, and then people who hate about who have like downside about in-home care, and then you talk about how your solution actually fixes. It gives you all the upside of both without the downsides.
Mario, that's funny because the one hook that was there was the assisted living or the care, which is better. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's actually a perfect one because you can tie in. Actually, neither. They both failed. Here's why, and this is why our option's better.
Hey, exactly. That was the one that jumped out at me. The one that was the like the ultimate.
Yeah, it caught my eye too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd want these to be a little bit better, but they're good enough for what we're doing. I'm going to use this headline generator. That's not what I wanted to do.
I gave you pushback today.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It didn't like the examples I gave it. Let's replace this. Yeah, I mean, so like this, again, I wouldn't use ADU, but something around these heart architects, right?
Yeah.
Like Ivy League architects reveal the, top 5 layouts for aging parents or home layouts for aging players. Number 3, like, is surprising.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Even like living solutions too could be another one. That way you can get like both sides of it. So it's not just like a home layout. But home layout is good too, right? Like surprising home layout that.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are really good. Connecting this to the hooks is pretty good.
Yeah.
If we put in some market awareness stuff and then add in this layer, then it actually scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you could say, you could even say redo these without mentioning ADU.
I'd probably even tell it like, don't mention ADU because these people don't know what that is. They're just looking for the best living solution for their aging parents, basically.
The little known home layout that's helping elderly parents age gracefully in place.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Tiny home secrets helping 1,000. Kind of gives it away a little too much, but the ingenious way homeowners are avoiding nursing homes for their aging parents.
Yeah.
Money right there.
And you want to like balance like safety and happiness too, right? Like the little known home layout that maximizes safety and happiness for aging parents without disrupting your day-to-day life. So you know that your loved ones are cared for around the clock without interrupting your daily life.
Yeah, and again, that's just one hook. That's so many different, that's just one hook from one category. If we wanted to do the
Yeah, the headline.
Which category did you use? Which category did you use?
I used the comparison one.
Yeah, adding the headline thing actually makes this kind of crazy, right? 'Cause it's like it's doing all the thinking for you of how to make things better. Like we told you guys how to start ideas that you can use as a seed and then go make it better. But if you use the headline thing, it actually gives you ideas for making it better too.
Yep. Okay. All right, I'm actually confused now because I have no idea. I don't know where any of this stuff is at this point, but we're just gonna let's just use this. I can't find the buyer agenda.
The tiny desktop secret that helps an overwhelmed copywriter manage AI. Yeah, so I honestly think it's like the buyer profile should not be people seeking ADU. I think we're going too high level of awareness from the beginning, which is I think making everything else be too far ahead as well. We could probably friggin' just add like an awareness thing into the build a buyer. What do you think about that? Like just having that as one of the inputs, right? So it'd be like avatar, market, and then like awareness level based on whatever the awareness levels in breakthrough advertising. Because it definitely knows what breakthrough advertising is.
One of the issues with the buyer profile right now, you guys are seeing the issue with the buyer profile right now is it's good, but they actually need to be separate from each other. So you need one specifically about the avatar and one specifically about the product in relationship to the market.
Right.
And you need to have those decoupled because sometimes you just want the avatar information and sometimes you need to know the product information. But when you have the two blended together, it fucks it up. So I think we need to just go back and do one that's strictly avatar and one that's strictly product plus market.
Yeah.
Because that will help us. So let's see here. Yeah, so it's going a little bit off the rails.
I saw a crazy one. Done before.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like literally one day of caring for your parents already makes you like throw in the towel. And it's like, you know that you can't do this all the time. You gotta just.
It's pretty good. Where did our headline guy go? Here. Now do it for this hook. So what it's doing is it's starting to lose steam. Whenever you start to get this, LLMs love to do headlines like this with the colon. You see that these don't have any of those colons, so that tells me it's losing steam. So all I'm going to do is just if I got our prompt already. So I'm going to copy that. Go to a new chat. You see, I like to open up. I like to start new chats all the time because I don't want all that other stuff informing it. So.
Yeah, it gets diluted like when you put too much in there. Too much good shit.
Surprising backyard cottage trick.
It's honestly not that bad.
It's not that bad. I don't know why it's
A backyard bungalow.
yeah. But hopefully, Bradley, that helps, gives you
Number
some.
12 is fucking interesting to me. Especially if you're helping with permits and
Amazing.
stuff like
Really
that.
good.
That's good.
The legal loophole. Yeah.
Oh, that could work.
20 is good too.
Yeah. I like 21, the granny flat.
They call it granny flats, actually, you know. They have a lot of different names you can say, yeah.
That's what they're called in the UK.
Yeah, granny flats, yeah, exactly.
Cool. Hopefully that helps.
Did you give any training to generate the headlines, Luke? Or just asked to do it?
I use the prompt that we shared.
The headline generator prompt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That gives it all the training. It's like 1,500 words. It's trained on really good headlines. So
I'm deleting all my windows to start new because I'm running out of steam.
God.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else or who else?
Thank you, guys.
Of course.
Here we go. Ron sneaking in at the last second.
A regular copy review.
Well, how much time do you guys have left?
Oh, we got time. We're here.
Okay, sure. I actually got two things. One quick one and this one long thing. So,
Now I realize that was a setup.
We're not doing no long things anyway. We're only doing the attention.
okay.
So
All right,
If you
so
lose
yeah,
our
then-
attention, we're kicking you out. So just make sure it's
Okay.
them.
All right. So in terms of attention, okay, here's the updated advertorial
Okay.
with an updated headline based on the feedback you guys gave me. I also gave them some more headlines.
Yeah.
So based on the speed to emotion framework, I just want to check in with you to see how this. I also put in this avatar through the buyer agendas.
Yeah.
I can copy paste the output here. So basically, it's the doctor, protector, and the nurturer for this. And I was wondering, so maybe we can go through how, because in the future, I want to be able to offer them different types of leads for the advertorial.
Yeah.
So how would we generate those micro leads for advertorials? You know. But here, let me give you the buyer agendas. Copy link. The buyer agendas. And
So what do you want? You want ideas for different leads, or what is it you want?
yeah, and maybe your feedback too on the new headline. I also want to give you these other headlines that I generated. This was in the past before this training. So they came from the headline generator.
Oh, nice.
But I still had to like manually edit them. You know, good. Let me see.
Did their design team do this page, by the way?
No, that would be me.
Okay. I mean, it's not bad, but fix this.
Oh yeah. I don't know how, because it's WordPress and
Okay.
I don't know how.
Hey, why are you
yeah.
designing pages for them?
I agreed to it, Mario. I'm
Ron
sorry.
loves giving himself tons of extra work.
I agree.
Ask AI how to fix that and add it, and then you make these CTAs need to be bigger, and they need to be one. They need to be one color too, because you have it red and green. I'd probably go red or like a yellow and make it big. And if you can, yeah, just make it big.
Okay. I'll try to make it bigger and one color. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Sorry, just want to let you
okay.
know.
So what do you think of this new headline? Because you know the last headline was set, said what is it? Something about
Oh, wow.
high impact formula.
What was it?
The last
Yeah,
the last
what was it? I don't remember.
oh here. I guess let me show you. Let me show you the old advertorial, old version. High impact formula.
Oh yeah, it was high impact something, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Let's
don't know what that means.
High impact.
Like when you guys hear high impact gut formula, what does that, does that mean anything to you guys?
Yeah, let me share the old version. Here's the old version. There. That's the old version.
So, and sorry, I forgot again. I already asked this, but what are we doing? We're helping you just to give you feedback on the headline.
Yeah, that and ideas on how to generate generate leads for an advertorial.
How are you doing it now?
I have a great workshop that the first part will give you hooks, lots of hooks, and the second part will give you micro leads that you could use.
Okay.
But I'm just fucking with but just use, I mean, did you run the hook prompt?
Hook prompt, yeah. Let's see. Yes,
Just run it and add in the headline formula just like we did today, and you'll have shit tons of headlines that you can play around with, and then just whatever those headlines are, just change this copy, right? And then you'll have tons of different leads. But if you just follow everything that we went through, I know that you're good enough to recognize the good idea and then use the headline thing to transform it. And that should be good. As far as this headline, I think it's pretty good. I think there's nothing really specific. There's no credibility. And there's missing some of the elements that make it like, it's just straight benefit.
Yeah.
It has mechanism, but the mechanism is like, just kind of like, not really saying it's not bad, but it's just not really saying anything interesting. So when you're in a really saturated competitive market, probiotics, so just leading with like straight benefit angle, I feel like you're better off leading kind of from some unique different angle, something different.
And the real, if I remember correctly, like the people who developed this formula were like really, really high credibility, 2 women, right? That have tons of credibility.
Yeah.
So you put that in the headline.
Yeah, like
Have
this,
two-
I think we told you to put this in the headline.
Have
Then
2
you-
MIT something help me eliminate decades of bloating and whatever her actual issues were, even after hundreds of doctors or dozens of doctors let me down in the past, right? And that's like creating like a way more of a story. It's not just talking about how I got this benefit. It's implying that it's implying that specificity around the new solution, because you're talking about like, well, MIT trained women telling you about how they were able to deliver a result quickly after years of struggle, which implies that like this benefit, it literally implies that this solution is better than anything else that was out there for years. If they tried hundreds of whatever, if I went to dozens of doctors and tried a bunch of different formulas, never got results, and these two MIT women fixed my gut, there's like a lot of credibility in there that you're not leveraging right now.
Okay. Yeah, and I think it goes along too with the doctor buyer agenda. So your idea is probably pleasing that buyer agenda.
Right.
So
What's the only guy? That's ChatGPT. Why is it doing that? Just delete the variables is what I would do.
anyways, we're just gonna say gut supplement, bloating and overweight, gut issues made by 2 women doctors. MIT, Oxford. Obviously, you can make those better.
Right.
The soup vegetable.
I think it's still picking like weight loss stuff right now.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I mean I put some of that on there.
Oh, okay.
So you could Ron, you can make these, hopefully you can make these variables better, right?
Yeah,
And
you want-
these three, and you'll get something better. But just to give you a sense, like you know, something like the soup ingredient, right? Like that's kind of interesting, right? Like a soup ingredient. I know that those work for like paleo hacks. This is not, this is the kind of the right idea. Like they accidentally stumbled upon the skinny gut switch. That's the kind of the idea, right? These 2 female doctors or Ivy League. Yeah, these Ivy League women. But MIT and Oxford, like you got to use, you definitely got to use that.
100%, especially women from MIT and Oxford. Like, if you make it as like they're like the secret weapon that got results after all the regular traditional doctors failed, like that's how you put drama and story in there.
Right.
I used to help people reverse rheumatoid arthritis naturally. And when I added in that I learned how to do that to save my mom's life,
Yeah.
that was my messaging is shifted to. So that could be even a double thing. If, hey, you know, this doctor invented this to save her own life or her child's life, or, you know, it's an extra emotional driver that really brings a power piece to it.
Yeah, then you activate the nurturer too.
I like the skinny gut switch, although it might not be a fit, but you know.
Yeah, it's just
Like
an example. But I mean, if you're focusing just on gut health, I'd probably cut the weight loss stuff out if it's just like an older market that's dealing with it. But I'd put in like the information that you know is actually important, right? Like if it's an advertorial, it's most likely going to tell a story. So give it some details about the story. You can put in like featured case study and then tell us about the woman who got results or what her struggles were in the past. We'll probably spend a whole month in Genesis just doing advertorials because I think there's a lot we could do there to get it like really dialed in.
That would be cool.
I want to start doing months on like different areas of copy where we do like a workshop like this, and then the people that are in Genesis, obviously, we get to like get it really dialed in over the month.
Yeah, that would be a great idea. Like 30 days of this. So
I feel like I could write like sick advertorials that just like I know how to do it, and I don't really talk about it as much.
So basically, if I want to come up with new leads, just come up with new headlines using the prompt, and then new headlines or new hooks, and then prompt it to
You're going to want to give it like specific advertorial is a very specific format, and it's going to be telling a story, right? So you want to make sure that when you generate headlines and stuff like that, you give it the seeds of the story that you're trying to tell. It could be the 2 MIT, the 2 genius women from MIT that are disrupting the $4 billion gut health industry, right? Or something like that. Or it can be like how these 2 MIT miracle workers are helping thousands of American seniors rejuvenate their guts even after dozens of doctors failed them in the past. Like you want to create the drama in the story itself. So you want to give the AI the obvious, like you want to guide them into where it needs to be. Because you're not just writing generic headlines for a VSL, right? It's advertorials are only going to be telling a story. So you want to make sure that you focus your stuff on the story.
okay.
And like it's usually going to be like some kind of disruption story or
Okay. Thank you.
yeah.
Is that helpful?
Yes. So when it writes the intro, I guess I'll just look at the different formats, but
I go look at the advertorial swipe file for sure.
Mhm.
And I thought I had an advertorial prompt somewhere. I can't find it right now. It had like all the different kinds of advertorials in it.
oh yeah, it does. Your advertorial prompt does have the different types. So
Which prompt was that?
I think it was the four click advertorial.
I'm not seeing the types in that though. Hold on.
Oh.
Is this one?
Gave a presentation on it, and I asked some questions afterwards.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the actual prompt right now.
Oh, I think
So
it was-
like a lot of ideas for advertorials in there.
let's see.
When I was giving it like crazy things to model off of, it was giving good ideas for. I gotta look for it.
Okay. Well,
The other thing you wanted to look at.
I have one little question, but
What
I
is
have
it?
one little question, but I'll let someone else.
No, it's fine. Just ask it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I do want to offer micro leads to direct response companies. Like I want to get back to writing financial.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like go look at their VSLs and then look at their VSL TSLs and then write some micro leads and then contact the copy chief and say, hey, I wrote some micro leads, but that's my general plan.
But
I was wondering how you guys would approach that.
the problem with doing that in financial is that financial offers are usually very short-lived, right? Like, because they're topical, they're based on like a certain date, they usually launch and then they're done.
Mhm.
I don't know many people who run like financial offers, like the same offer for a long period of time,
Yeah.
which would make it harder to do that in financial because they're probably just gonna move on to the next promo versus like just running different leads.
Hmm.
Because there's always like a new stock thing that they're selling, right? Coming up next month or whatever. That's the one thing that like in financial specifically, I think it's more like it's harder to refresh things because the timelines are so short.
I see.
But if you find someone who runs like a really good
Evergreen.
like an evergreen one, then that would work for that for sure.
Okay. So
It's
make
a
sure
system.
make sure the offer is kind of like evergreen.
For financial specifically, yeah.
Yeah, because they usually sell those subscriptions, those newsletter subscriptions.
Yeah, and always they're usually tied to something that comes out on like a specific date that inspires people to get action. So it's like there's no point of writing a new lead for that if the whole event that they're selling people on already happened, right? Like they're not going to run that promotion again.
Right.
If it's a system promo, you can still give them leads because system promo is
System
not,
promo, yeah. That's what I was saying. Like
served much longer.
yeah.
Yeah, like a trading system. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you have something evergreen like that, then it's fine.
Okay, cool.
So like make sure that what you're trying to give them leads for is something that they're going to be running, like hoping to run for a long period of time. Don't waste your time giving them something that's like, oh, well, if Ron's lead crushes, that means we could run it for another 3 days and then we have to move on anyway. Like they're not going to be incentivized to test that, right?
Okay.
It's like, oh, you've been running this for 2 years already, and your conversions are down because everybody's seen it. Let me give you some micro leads to refresh it. Then that's like a really promising, that's a really enticing offer, right?
Right. Okay. So just ensure that the promo has longevity.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's all for now. Thank you.
Yep. So Adewale, why are you yet to get a client?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm asking somebody else. Adewale, who posted a question in the chat.
Call
How
him 80.
how many outreach messages have you sent? $20 per day. And what do people usually say to you when they respond back? What do your outreach messages actually look like too? I was like, I said it, like, I think microleads is a really promising offer to make to companies. But when you say that you're a beginner email copywriter who's yet to get a client, like, I don't want to tell you that you're going to be able to just go write microleads if you haven't even written anything yet, like emails or something, right? So I want to know what's actually preventing you from getting clients now. Are people looking at your samples and saying it's not good enough, or is your outreach message just not even getting responded to? Like, I ask a lot of questions because I need to give you guys like actual advice that makes sense, not just throw out shit that sounds good. There you go. So what does your outreach messages actually look like? And who are you even sending them to? Like, if you're offering email services, that's why I said, like, email is so oversaturated right now.
Yeah, very. Adewale, are you able to unmute yourself and talk? It'll be faster that way. If not, that's okay, but if you can, that's probably better.
Yeah, it would definitely be better. And does anybody else have any final thing before we go?
I have a question about VSL. Like, I just discovered that 80% or 90% of users come through mobile. So now on mobile, I have this mobile enabled VSL, which just takes off entire screen. Now, Nuno said when there's a delay, when you show, the buy buttons, like 30 minutes into the video, he says, well, they should see that button. Now, I looked at all the other, best top performing offers, and most of them don't show any button. They just display after the video, like below the video.
Right.
But, like, what's your opinion? Should I show a big bold buy button or like add to cart button at the bottom of the video, or just leave it below video and just leave the video full screen?
What are you selling in this?
Blood pressure.
A supplement, right?
Yeah.
So, and you're offering 136 on the front?
Yeah.
I'd probably have the button pop up and then have it take them to the quantity thing, is what I think.
Now, the problem with that is that button is sort of, if it's at the bottom, it just stays on top of a text transcript. So it just covers it. So now I'm thinking, is that like too much? I don't know.
I kind of have to see it to, like, I got to see like what it actually looks like to give you a better answer. Like, so if you don't use a button, what is the other alternative?
Well, the other alternative, most of the guys do is they don't show anything on the video. They just show just below a video. It shows, best offer or limited offer, like they have a scarcity there.
Right.
And then 6 bottles right away. So either do this or do the big bold buy button that covers the text transcript. So I'm not sure if you have any experience with that.
I could ask if people tested both ways. I'll ask and see.
Good idea.
Can you show me an example, like, of what both look like? Like, Doesn't have to be right now. You could just message it to me or something.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll ask for you. I don't usually do a lot of the design stuff. Yeah, usually if you feel like something's off and it doesn't make sense, I've definitely. It's usually worth investigating, right? So if you think the button is like covering shit up and it doesn't make sense, I wouldn't just do that just because somebody told you, even if it's Nuno.
Because at the end of the video, we're still watching, we're still reading the text, and then you're showing this button here, add to cart now. It's like in your
Right.
face. It's just too much.
Why are they reading the text though? If they're watching the video.
I don't know. I usually read the text, so I'm assuming
You read the
everybody
text,
does.
you read the text while you're watching the video?
Yeah.
How much text do you actually have? You have text on the screen the whole time?
Yeah, it's the whole transcript is at the bottom of video. It's always shows up on every VSL, right?
Do you test ever just not having a transcript at all and just doing straight video?
Never thought about it because everybody's doing it, so I thought I should too.
I would do that. If you're trying to force consumption, I would try to let them just. If the VSL is good, I would rather them just watch the VSL compared to like watching the VSL and text. Or have like a prefer to read, click this. And then it would like I would do one. You don't need the sales letter and the VSL at the same time.
Okay.
Like I've never really watched a video and then also follow the transcript while I'm going through the video. It's like either I want to watch the video or I don't feel like watching anything, and then I just click over to the transcript instead.
Mario, let's see. Chris was asking about the look closer micro lead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's see it.
All right, give me 1 sec.
Cool.
Talk to if you need it.
Doing live events now. Shit. You guys love giving me more work. See you, Mark. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for being on. Okay.
Are you gonna share your screen again?
Yep.
Cool.
Chris, can you give me access to that one?
Yeah. Oh, 1 sec.
So you just wrote this look closer thing manually, right?
Nope, I used the one of the prompts.
What prompt did you actually use?
Hold on 1 sec, let me just get access to this. All right, try that. Something popped up on my Circle membership where it was like the Live Events Pro or something on AI VSLs, and one of the prompts was in there, so I just took it and made a VSL ad, a Facebook ad out of it.
It's still not working.
Does it say copy or does it just say the headline? Let me try this one because I made a copy of it. Maybe it's this one.
Yeah, just post it again. Yeah, just post the link again if you can.
Gonna try that.
Okay, cool. This is, yeah. Do you have the text version as well?
Yep, I shared it in the chat. Yeah.
That one didn't work for some reason either. But I'll play this in the meantime, if you can load that.
Yep.
Look closely at this pair of 2,500-year-old teeth. They've been buried deep in the mud for centuries, accidentally dug up by heavy machinery. But do you notice anything odd? Not a single cavity, no cracks. They're in near perfect condition. And get this, back then, they didn't have toothpaste, toothbrushes, or even dentists. Now, take a look at these teeth. They belong to a 45-year-old who brushes daily, never skips a dentist visit, and only occasionally indulges in sweets. But they're full of cavities, decay, and damage. So what's going on here? How is it possible that teeth can survive for thousands of years in dirt and cancer has nothing to do with teeth, a healthy bleeding, and always feel embarrassed?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much almost identical to the one that's running, right?
Not identical. It's like definitely chopped up, but
other people are running it as
the-
an ad too.
the idea is definitely the same hook. Without,
Are you're doing this as an affiliate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what other people are running?
Yeah, I've seen one of them on VidTal, and they're using the one weird hack. What's it
How?
called?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, I think it's fine. I think it works. It's just, it's very similar to what the VSL is. I mean, I knew it. There's a affiliate guy who lived in my building when I lived in Scottsdale, and he would do, maybe he'll be mad I give away his secrets, but he would do this like these crazy affiliate stuff, and all of his promos were literally, it didn't matter what the product was. It was just like a bowl of blueberries in the fridge or in the freezer, and he would just go and pull it out, and it would say like 7-day aged on it, and then he would just mash it up and put it in a cup and like drink it. And the dub was something like, it was like a POV, and the dub was like, here's the secret that, you know, I don't know, something like, here's the way that people are, you know, seniors are battling blood sugar or something like that.
Right.
And it worked.
That's all he did. Or he would like
Wow.
tie up his foot in like plastic wrap and like stick it in the toilet. Or yeah, it was always the 7-day aged. We would just make jokes about it. We'd be like, everything is 7-day aged, doesn't matter what it was. But the
Interesting.
fact that it was like POV and it was really tangible, that's what I know that worked for him. But
It's like, I kind of think you're mismatching formats. Like this Look Closer one is built for a VSL lead, right? So it's like doing stuff that has to be done in a VSL lead, whereas you're not really trying to do that. You're just trying to get the clicks right now.
True. Yeah.
I would show like
Yeah,
a
just being
false teeth in
yeah.
like a bowl of vinegar or whatever and show them like perfectly white. Oh, these teeth have been sitting in this bowl for 60 days now, and there's not a single sign of decay. Why? Well, I'll click
I'd
through.
probably get banned from Facebook if I did that.
But it's
But
like,
yeah, I'll look for a more congruent format, I guess. Honestly, I was just experimenting with it and see what I came up with.
Yeah,
It
for
looked
sure.
cool. So
yeah, it's cool. No, it is
Yeah.
cool to play around with it. It's fun. I think the video is cool. I just feel like they're gonna watch that and then they're gonna go to the same lead asking the same question.
yeah,
And now you created all this friction.
interesting.
And with the ad is like you can be a little more you know, it needs to be congruent, but it doesn't need to be identical. Or it should be congruent. It doesn't even need to be congruent, but it should be identical. And again, you got to test things, but yeah, you could do something that's like broad with like, you know, and I think the UGC stuff works pretty well too. Like just hop out, get your phone and yeah, play around with it.
Cool. Yeah. I'll try that then.
How long are most of your ads that you run?
Probably like under 3 minutes.
And how long does it take you to get to the first call to action though? Cause like I don't like usually ads you
Probably
call to action
like,
quicker, right?
so I use the one weird hack one that you
Yeah.
guys did.
Yeah.
And that's probably under, I don't know, probably like a 2 minute 30 mark.
Yeah.
And then it goes into more benefits after the first call to action, and then it
Right,
closes that
yeah.
off. Yeah.
Like the length doesn't matter as long as you get the call to actions out in a reasonable time. Then you can just keep cycling through call to actions, but
Okay. Yeah, that was pretty much it.
cool. I want to do I definitely want to apply some of this attention hacking stuff to like ad formats too.
Same.
Like it's all about it's all about like taking the principles and then matching it to the right format for what you're actually trying to accomplish, right? It's like we give you like the seeds of ideas and stuff, but it doesn't mean to just like put copy from one medium to another, and it's not always going to work that way. You know what I mean? It's like it matters to have the elements, the ideas, and also the correct structure for what you're trying to accomplish. That's when we get like more specific about the structures and stuff.
Yeah. Like one thing I noticed is that one weird trick is everywhere. I was like,
Yeah.
I gotta try
Everywhere.
something new, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And one other thing too is like we're giving you AI processes and AI prompts, but a really good mental model that I heard somewhere is the reason a lot of these AI and automation tools break down is something called the compound error rate, which basically means even if AI can do something 95% accurate, let's say it does task 1 95% accuracy, and task 2 with 95% accuracy, and task 3 with 95% accuracy, it seems like that's pretty good, right? Like 95% should be there. The thing is when you start to compound different tasks together, so here's the avatar and here's this and here's that error doesn't go up 5% plus 5%, it actually goes up exponentially. So over the course of 10 different tasks, that error then becomes like 50% accuracy, right? So this is why it's really important to understand the fundamentals so you're able to control and steer and intervene and know how to interact with the tool to guide and steer it. But our big vision with Genesis, which we're making big changes to, is continue to refine all of these processes and really make them integrated. So all the way from starting with your avatar, generating attention, creating conversion, and mapping it out so everything is talking to itself. It's a really big, ambitious project. It's going to take a lot of our work, but it's something that we're really committed to doing and developing. So everything that we went over here, as you see, I think it's excellent. It's awesome. It can get you amazing results. Like some of the stuff we pulled out from the headline generators were key. But it's an iterative process. So we're continuing to just refine it and refine it. And you can hear we're already talking about adding layers like sophistication, and some of the other ones I forgot what we talked about.
Yep. Yeah, there's always ways to make it better, right? Which is gives me lots of anxiety. It's like, fuck, we just did something and then it's like I already want to make it so much better by doing other shit. Never be satisfied.
Exactly. Cool. I think we've covered everything. So hopefully this was valuable for everybody to come through this workshop and this training. Remember from day one, we talked about, I shared that link with everyone because I'm going to do a little follow-up in a little bit from now. And Mario will also be sharing his templates and stuff. So yep, keep an eye out for all of that. And yeah, that's all I got. Mario, any last words?
Yeah, and just real quick, Chris, when I give out like the templates for the micro leads for VSLs, and you want to adapt them for ads, I would literally, like, you're probably going to end up getting something that's built for a VSL. I would tell it after it writes you like the regular micro lead, I'm going to use this for an ad. I need to make sure that the call to action comes in like the first 30 seconds, tell it. And it will like condense your stuff for you to make sure that you can have those call to actions like cycling through. So you can take like the same winning ideas and like adapt it to the different formats.
Should I, okay, so just let it know, give me a call to action a little bit quicker.
Yeah, like I would generate that thing first, and then if you see like it's taking too long, then just tell it, like give it the constraints that you want it to have for an ad.
Okay.
It's not, because like obviously if you're doing a VSL, it's not worrying about the call to action, right? It's just setting up your sales letter. But for
Yeah.
you, you're trying to get them to the sales letter as quickly as possible. Like as quickly as you can get them there, like while they're still invested and committed to watching the rest.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would say about that. But yeah,
Thanks.
I mean, I had fun over the last 2 days. I hope you guys did. Hope you found this valuable. And go write some, go get some attention. Turn it into sales. But yeah,
Yep,
that's it.
get up and move. That's the big part.
Yep, move. Emotion, right? There's no emotion without motion. And lots of reptile porn.
Motion and reptile porn. That's the formula.
Yeah. Whenever
Make,
people ask
make
you,
sure
what
you share it. Yeah. What did you learn? Yeah, reptile porn and motion.
Yep.
That was the thing. I couldn't share that picture, that image. I was so pissed. I couldn't share it. I kept on trying and trying.
Oh, it didn't let you do it?
My image was fair, but it wasn't as good as yours. Yours just hit the nail. I love that one.
Yeah, yours was much classier. I don't really do that. I don't operate in classy. All right,
All right, guys.
thanks for hanging out. Talk to you guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Thank you guys. Amazing.
Of course. All right, I'm ending this now.